Hi, welcome to the Film Pigs on GeekNation, the only web series on the internet about the movies that dares to ask hard-hitting questions like, hey, you remember that 1970s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers when Brooke Adams got
Tony Shalhoub
got body snatched and then she stood up in the field and she was naked?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too. It was good. Is Tony Shalhoub married to Brooke Adams?
I believe they did it.
How do you get your information?
You don't need information. Just go with it.
All right, I'm Todd Anderson, your host this week. This is Film Pig Steve Skelton. Film Pig Stephen Falk is on assignment in New York.
Woo!
We'll hear from him later. And this is a very special guest, Evan Arnold.
Evan.
Thank you.
He's an actor man.
Honored to be here.
He's been acting since he was a young fella.
Mm-hmm.
He was on shows in the 80s like Silver Spoons and Growing Pains. And he's maintained an incredible career since then. He's appeared on a CSI and as a what are those things called? A furry?
A plushie or a furry? That's Rocky Raccoon.
He was a plushy guy who got run over or some fucking thing, and then he was on Masters of Sex because he is a master of sex.
Sex master.
That's what his wife tells me when I call her every night to talk to her.
Okay, that's
about stuff.
That's weird.
And,
move on.
And,
That's weird.
Was that weird?
Move on. That's
and
weird.
most importantly, he was in the movie Garfield.
Garfield.
He played Stephen Tobolowsky's right-hand man, and they did stuff bad together. They did wrongdoing.
Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know it was going that way.
Right, your
I told you
character
before,
was-
I was
right.
the sycophantical assistant to the antagonist.
And it's-
yet
Right.
It is a credit to his craft that to this day he's still connected to the character that it's
Wendell.
Look, you can't
No,
just say I
you're
was
right.
the bad guy internally and
I
emotionally.
had my own landscape.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
You're right. When you're right, you're right. He nailed it in Garfield, the show, the
And
movie.
Tobolowsky's at my same temple.
Oh, he is. You guys
You
go
know,
to the same temple.
.RAL.
Are you friends with Stephen Tobolowsky?
He's a lovely guy.
I love Stephen Tobolowsky.
Do you listen to the
Fantastic.
Tobolowsky Files?
I do.
Yeah.
Does he still do that?
That's great.
I
I
listened
think
to
he's
it
got
for a long time, and then he stopped doing it for a while, and then I don't.
I've never listened to it. I don't
You
know.
don't listen to it. He tells fun stories about show business and heart attacks. We're going to start the show like we do every week with this thing we call popcorn.
Clink, clink,
Popcorn.
So good.
You know what's fun about this is we did this whole talking segment before, and there was
you're
a technical
ruining the illusion.
There was a technical difficulty, so now we're like
You're
deep into this
ruining
popcorn.
the illusion.
We're deep into this popcorn, you guys. So we're gonna do this
Dark
segment.
territory we're entering.
Dark territory. We're in Under Siege 2 land.
We're Eric Bogosian
I'm
in
just
dark
a
territory.
cook. I'm just a cook.
No, that was
That
Under
was
Siege
not-
1.
Yeah, but he was still a cook in Under Siege 2. Asshole.
He wasn't cooking in 2.
Bogosian?
He was just on
Yeah,
a
but he was
train.
still a cook.
Technically.
He was still a cook.
All right.
Did you see him on The Good Wife recently?
Steven Seagal?
Oh, I heard Eric Bogosian.
This is what happens when we have to do 2 takes. So we're gonna do.
Not a moment wasted
We're
in
gonna
this
do.
one.
We're gonna do rash judgments. Rash judgments. If you've never seen the show
we
before, if
doing
you're
that again?
just tuning in
Oh,
for the
wow.
first time, rash judgments are when we look at all the movies that are coming out in the multiplexes this weekend. We tell you what you should or shouldn't see based on our own dickish opinions. Have we seen the movies? No. Who's got the time? But we can still give you opinions because this is the internet and it's built on bullshit, uneducated opinions.
Tubes!
Rash judgment number 1 comes from Steve Skelton.
Thank you, Todd. My rash judgment is for the movie Transcendence, starring non-pirate Johnny Depp.
He's not a pirate?
He's not a pirate. He's a computer doctor, science man who wants to make computers smart like people brains. But other people are like, hey, we don't like that. It's Kate Mara and the kid from Witness.
Lucas Haas?
Lucas Haas.
Lucas Haas!
Who combine like Voltron to form the Jake Busey from Contact. who assassinate Johnny Depp, so his buddy and his wife have to put his brain in the computer, and then things get wacky. So, Transcendence, it's the directorial debut from Wally Pfister, who is the longtime cinematographer for Christopher Nolan.
It's pronounced Pfister.
There's Pfister,
Fixtures, fixtures, faucets.
and faucets. He's
Joke I
known
did
he's
before.
known for his grounded, breathtaking cinema images,
Cinematography.
cinematography, and faucets.
Pfister, I don't even know her.
Hey.
Thank you.
No,
So,
well done.
I'm sorry.
Well done.
I'm
apologize.
interested in this movie because of the cinematography
and like that.
and the faucets. But it seems like a pretty paint by the numbers. Science is wrong and always goes wrong, and computers will kill us when they become smart kind of story. So I don't know. I'm trailing off.
When will science stop going wrong in the movies?
When are they gonna do a science fiction movie where science goes right?
Yeah, when it's the only thing. You know, is it you make a movie, a science fiction movie, where the world's run by magical thinkers, and their magical thinking gets the world into hot water, and the only people left to save the Earth are scientists. There you go. I just fixed the problems of everything.
Well done, Todd.
Hey, what else is coming out in the movies? Hey, Steve Falk, tell us about the new Disney nature show.
Hi, my movie I'm doing a rash judgment on is called Bears from Disney Nature. It's just anthropomorphizing bears for family audiences. It's a nature show where they track a couple bears and they try to make it a story about family because a bear and her cubs, and they bother it constantly with cameras. I'm not going to see this because bears are scary, and so is Disney.
Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you, Steve Falk. Yeah, very interesting. I'll probably go see Bears with my kids because it's rated G and I can take them. And I already took him to Captain America Winter Soldier, which was entirely
You
inappropriate
took
for
your
an
kids?
8-year-old.
Oh, kid.
Just child.
Okay, 8-year-old,
Yeah,
that's fine,
it's
that's
very
fine.
violent. People
Yeah.
get hucked into explosions and stuff.
Take him to Island of Lemurs, IMAX movie. It's educational. Come on. Lemurs, Madagascar.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Island of Lemurs.
All right.
I want to see Captain America. It's not like I took him to see Sabotage.
Sabotage. Sabotage.
Listen, all y'all, the movie I saw is called Sabotage. Evan Arnold, what is your rash judgment?
I'm not sure the title, if it's Haunted House 2 or A Haunted House 2, Electric Boogaloo, but I did not see the trailer except for a brief clip of Jamie Presley, so I think he's with a white gal now. I watched the first movie, Haunted House, where he has more...
Did you watch it in preparation for this program?
Oh yeah, that's how I do my research. I watch the prequel. And,
What if you're dealing with an original film? What do you do?
I try to investigate the source material.
Okay.
I talk to the writers.
But
find
your
out the
research
inspiration.
was watching the original Haunted House show.
I found it racist. I found it puerile. Oftentimes, just offensive. So, I loved it. I don't get out a lot, and so I typically watch movies on video. And it's one of those movies, I don't know how it holds up in the theater, but you know those kind of movies that they're not great in the theater, but you watch them at home, and they're pretty funny?
Like a Saturday afternoon when you're hungover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty much that. Yeah, I had a good time. So I thought I could take two. I could take a little extra. I was confused because it followed, the basic structure of Paranormal Activity. So I was wondering about his wife, who kind of is subsumed into the evil spirit, and she's going to return in the second one, I guess, perhaps. But so he's with Jamie Presley, and I just want to know what happens. So I'm there.
I wonder if there'll be like more racist jokes, like having to do with like black guys marrying white women.
Oh, I love miscegenation. I have always loved miscegenation, but the racism wasn't just black and white. They were disrespectful to their Ibero-Americano maid.
Steve Skelton is moving away.
I apologize.
Just distancing myself from the inevitable backlash.
But yeah, it was crude, lewd, and I enjoyed it. So I'm up for 2. Not necessarily in the movie theater, though. I don't know.
So there you have it. Evan Arnold says, see Haunted House 2 at your leisure, not necessarily
In the theater.
driving to a theater.
Nice.
Maybe wait.
I really think the second take is going way better.
No, yeah. The first take was too
Too tight.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was too tight.
Terse
it was
and
too on the
pithy.
money. It was too
The,
beat for
the
beat.
looseness of the popcorn
Yeah.
has made this better.
This is good.
So we've got Evan Arnold here. He's done a lot of work on camera, and he is going to give a master class in acting here on the Film Pigs, which we do from time to time.
It's public service.
So we're really excited, and we've got this whole lesson. And here's the lesson.
Get out your notebooks.
And get ready to roll it!
Hello, I'm Evan Arnold, professional actor. I've worked with thousands of screen legends, from Alan Thicke to the voice of Bill Murray, so I know a lot about acting for the camera. I'm here today to share a tidbit of that information with you. Today's segment is eating for film. Sounds easy, right? Just put some food in your mouth and chew. Anyone can do it. Fuck you. You don't know shit. Let me show you an outtake from a project I recently completed called The Ginger Cousin.
I'm so glad you came home, Brandon. You always were the best cousin anyone could ever ask for.
I came home for closure, not to rekindle anything.
I'm just so glad to see you again. Let's eat. I see you haven't lost your appetite for good old home cooking.
Seems simple enough, but do you know how long it takes to shoot a scene like this? Hours, maybe days, sometimes even weeks. And during this process, you're eating the entire time. Even if the food is great, if you keep eating, you'll get sick and die. Dying's bad for production. So what do? Meet your new best friend, the spit bucket. Let's see how it's used.
I see you haven't lost your appetite for good old home cooking. Cut!
Let's talk about technique. There's a right way to use the spit bucket, and there are lots of wrong ways. You could do this. If you want to make the crew feel sick and make that hot boom operator chick think you have a mental disorder, then by all means, act as though you are vomiting up your food. The smell of bile. Here's another wrong way. Not only will this technique make the crew sick and disgust the hot boom operator chick, it creates a nightmare for the makeup department. They're good people. They don't need your face destroyed by chewed up foodstuffs. Let's all be partners in this and do it together. There's one solution. Take your new best friend, the spit bucket. Place it in front of your face, concealing it entirely. Open your mouth as widely as possible and just let the food fall out. Right here into the spit bucket. It's just that simple. Let's work together and keep glamour in the profession of acting. That's how I score at least one hot boom operator chick every time I work. And let me tell you, those women really know how to work with a long pole.
All right, that was Evan Arnold's. Are you okay, Scott? Are you walking it off still?
No, oh, good.
You're
Are we
good.
back? We're back.
That was Evan Arnold's masterclass in acting, eating on film. I learned a lot. I don't know about you.
I made me sick.
Made you sick?
Yeah.
I said words.
You said a lot of words, and they seemed hard to say, and you said them all. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Anyway, he's drooling now. We've done it all here on the Film Pigs. We introduce people We drank popcorn. We did rash judgments. We had a master class from the great Evan Arnold. And
We did all of this twice, by the way.
we saw Stephen Falk, even though he's not actually here. And we've done it twice because there was a technical problem.
Did I mention I banged Lucas Haas at Diane Young's Young Actors Space on Van Nuys Boulevard?
Wait, what?
Back in the day?
You banged Lucas Haas?
That's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. It's just something
That you
I
might
just said.
You want to get out there just in case.
I
it
just
gets
heard a
some-
Lucas Haas
gets some
reference,
buzz.
and I remembered him from back in the day. I'm sorry. Let's get back on track. This is fantastic.
To get back
Is
on
this
track,
Lefroy?
until next time, the concession stand is closed due to health code violations.